Hey, we're here live from PlayStation's E3 booth with a very special conversation between a couple of giants in the video game industry. Those would be Hideo Kojima, founder of Kojima Productions, and Herman Hulst, managing director, if I remember correctly,
Let's give another applause.
Of Guerrilla Games. That's right. Got a big crowd here is gathered around. I wonder why. Okay, so obviously we've seen an incredible new trailer for Death Stranding come out. Looked absolutely excellent, gorgeous, mysterious. I'm not sure I know exactly what happened in it. We're going to sort of probe our way through that footage a little bit here and try and figure out what we can learn.
Yeah.
Herman Hulst, you're here as well because, of course, there's a big connection here with this title and the Decima engine, which is developed by Guerrilla Games. So thank you so much for joining us.
So happy to be here.
Ryan, would you like to kick it off with the first
You want me to start?
Please do.
Oh my god. Kojima-san, I was curious how this trailer for Death Stranding that you revealed at E3, how does it compare to the other trailers? What was the goal, your theme that you wanted to convey with this piece of art?
ですね、今回は、ゲームプレイ画面をお見せするのと、これまでの世界観、ストーリーのちょっとある一部の謎解き、答え合わせをするっていうのと、ヒロイン2人、女性のキャラクターを紹介するという、それがテーマになります。
So this time I wanted to show some gameplay. I wanted to show, so from what I've been showing so far about the story and the world, provide some answers to the questions that have been put before, and also introduce new heroines of the game.
All right, very good.
Tell us a little bit, one of the coolest things about this trailer is that we get a really good look at Sam, your hero in Death Stranding. Tell me a little bit about sort of why did you decide on having an everyday hero that doesn't have military training, isn't a normal soldier that we have seen in your past games. He's an everyman, and he is kind of in, let's say, an extreme situation.
はい、今までのヒーローっていうのは、エリートなんですね。
So heroes so far are the elite,
あるいは、神か王子様、
or gods or princes
特
or
別な人なんですけど、
special people,
もしくは公の役人というかその警察官とか軍人です。
or people that have special positions, cops,
Demo.
military people.
サムはどちらかというとブルーカラー、
But Sam is a guy, a blue collar person.
肉体と精神力で世界を救う。
So it's a person that through his physicality and through his mental prowess, he saved the world.
なんでコスチュームも装備も今までのヒーローとはちょっと違う作りをしています。
So for his costume, for his equipment, I try to make it in a different way from what has been done so far.
Okay. Herman, I wanted to get you into this conversation as well because the Decima engine is a cutting-edge engine. It was used to power Horizon Zero Dawn, one of my favorite games in the last few years. So I wanted to ask you, it is a very powerful engine, and how does that fit into sort of the rich visual detail that we get in a game like Death Stranding? Like, how have you guys been collaborating?
So we have a lot of contact between the studios. So clearly, the engine is the Guerrilla engine that's been upgraded to enable the making of Horizon Zero Dawn. But now we have a very different team with different processes that are super demanding and incredibly detailed, pulling the most out of that engine in a very different way. And we at Guerrilla have been anticipating this trailer because I knew from looking behind the scenes that he was working on something incredibly atmospheric. And I'm really happy to see the world's most beautiful moss and very detailed landscapes and all of that in a very different way coming out of the Decima engine.
I was going to say there's almost a little bit of parallel between the footage that we're seeing with Death Stranding, where we get these gorgeous, huge landscapes, waterfalls, barren deserts, wastelands, and we get a lot of huge landscapes in Horizon as well. And I mean, is that interesting for you to sort of see the engine that your team creates reflected in two different, palettes, two different art styles?
What's so interesting for me is that the teams are, in one way, incredibly similar, as in super detail-oriented and very ambitious and trying to squeeze the most out of everything. And yet, at the other hand side, this game looks so differently. So Horizon is kind of hyper-realistic, it's kind of romanticized, and this is all more photorealistic. So what they're doing with our technology is just incredible.
Yeah. Kojima-san, if I may, may I say?
Sure, go ahead.
Next question about the trailer, which was an amazing reveal of two other characters that are coming to Death Stranding, played by Lindsay Wagner and Leah Seydoux. What has your experience been like working with these amazing performers, and kind of what was the seed for?
Oh man,
Herman's flinching at the trailer footage right now. Yeah, it's intense. What was the seed of your collaboration with these two amazing, legendary performers in cinema?
レアさんもヒデさんも、大好きな女優さんですし、特にヒデさんはもう僕にとっては特別な存在の方だったので、まず仕事を、出演を受けてくれるかどうかっていうのが僕の一つの壁です。
So both Leah and Lindsay are actresses that I really like and respect a lot. Especially Lindsay, someone very, very special to me, and I wanted to work with them. But the first wall that I faced, I wasn't sure if they would even agree to work with me.
で一緒に仕事ができて本当に光栄ですし、レアさんもヒデさんも素晴らしい方で、すごい、女優さんであると同時に人間的にも素晴らしい方で、聡明でキュートで、一緒に仕事ができて非常に嬉しいですし、いい関係で、ゲーム作りができてます。
And it's just a fantastic honor that they agreed to work with me. Both Leah and both Lindsay are fantastic actresses, but more than that, they're fantastic human beings. It's a joy to work with such clever and such charismatic people, and it's just been contributing a lot to the project.
ノーマンもマックスもですけど、非常に、素晴らしい方々ですけど、いい人たちに参加していただいて、一緒にゲームを PS を作ってる感じです。
Also, along with them, Norman and Mass are also fantastic people. So more than them being part of the cast, I feel like we are developing this Stranding together.
I kind of piggybacking off of that question, Herman. I mean, the Horizon was always also known for amazing performances and sort of a full capture suite of performance, voice, facial animation, movement. Is there parallels between sort of the way the Decima engine enables that performance, that amazing capture, both in Horizon and, now Kojima-san is doing in Death Stranding?
Well, I'm actually personally really interested to see how far they're going to push, for instance, the cinematic pipeline that we've created, because obviously that's an area that Hideo and his team have been very, very strong in the past, and the use in their way of our tool chain and our technology, I think is really going to drive forward what we ourselves also can do with it. So that's really interesting. I'm also, if I just may say, I'm very excited that a lot of this is just gameplay, and I see little details in there that I've been wanting to ask. You see Norman, or actually Sam now, kind of balancing when the ground gets muddy. Is that actually, Kojima-san, is that actually gameplay when you see Sam kind of keep his balance?
いや、詳しくは言いませんけど、ゲームのメカニズムですね。ただ歩いてるだけに見えます。プレイと全然違うゲームなんです。
Yeah, I can't not go into too much detail, but yeah, it looks like you're just walking. But there's a game mechanic there that is
keep him steady.
That shot, by the way, of seeing the figures in the air is unbelievable. So fantastic.
Herman, I actually wanted to ask you, I think there's another connection here with Death Stranding and Horizon Zero Dawn. I mean, obviously it's great tech, but it's this narrative element, it's this performance element. I mean, obviously Ashley Birch was highly celebrated for her role as Aloy. And I mean, I feel like there's a growing recognition that titles like this need to have like really big, not necessarily big name folks, but people who are very, very experienced and are true sort of craftsmen in acting. So tell me a little bit about, what attracted you to Ashley Birch and kind of what you see for like the future of digital performance in games.
So first off, I agree with you that acting is increasingly important, and it has to do with the fact that you can present the acting so much better now in video games than you were able to in the past. I don't think from a guerrilla perspective we're necessarily after huge names to put on the box. For us it's much more about the talent and the quality. With Ashley, it was just right off the first meetings, it was clear that she was able to bring this character to life. That curiosity that she has, the value that she brings to the deployment of the narrative. She adds to it, and she makes it her own. She really has become that character. And whether she's a big name, she's a huge name. But even if she was a smaller name, that doesn't matter so much for us.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a movie star. It's somebody who has a huge fan base nonetheless, and thanks largely to games.
And well, she's a real gamer too.
Sure.
She actually has a great rapport with the developer. She gets how games are made, and that to us is just as important as like a past in AAA movies, for instance.
Following that thread a little bit, I have another question for Kojima-san. When you were working with Lindsay, I was curious. I mean, she's an iconic performer. She's an author. She's even taught as a professor. What did she bring to this project that you didn't expect?
なかったというよりも一緒に、ゲームを紡いでる感じがします。当然予定してたものもありますし、彼女が加わって、微調整をしていることも当然、それは他の女優さんも男優さんも一緒ですけども、一緒にリンゼさんとこの技術をいい方向に導くようなそういうことになっています。
I'm not so sure about things that I didn't expect because by having her, what we're doing is creating this game together. Creating the plan, and sometimes yes, there are things that go according to plan. Some things that we are adjusting day in and day out because this is the same for other cast members who we make adjustments because of what they bring to the game. But yeah, I feel like together we are leading this project in a very specific direction.
リンゼさん最後にトレーラーで出てきましたけど、若いリンゼさんを CG で作ってるんですけど、リンゼさんを 3D スキャンして CG で若くして。
So you can see at the end of the trailer, DH Lindsay Wagner, the way we did it is we 3D scan her and then digitally we DH her.
で、それを見たノーマンもマッツも俺も若くしてくれって言ってる。
Both Norman
影響があるというのはそういうことです。
Both Norman and Matt thought I was like, all right, you have to DH me too. So yeah, I mean, you could say that is also an impact that she has had. Yeah.
Kojima-san, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about music as well, since we're going through all these art forms here. And music has always been such a huge part of the games that we've created. And what is it about silent co-ins music that you connected with you personally?
ですね、たまたま知り合いの知り合いだったんですよ、サイレントコエツさんが。僕は音楽してるとは知らなかったんですけど。
So just by chance, Silent Voice turned out to be a friend of a friend of a friend. So I didn't know that it was that it was Silent Voice.
2月3月シングルアルバムが出たんで新譜が新しい。
And around February or March, they released a new album.
でそれをいただいて聴いたら1曲目がこの曲なんですけど、サムが荒野を歩いてる映像が出てきたり。
And because of this relationship, I was given this album that came out. So I played it, and the first song of that album is the song that you're listening to right now. And the moment I listened to that, I immediately had this image of Sam walking in the middle of nowhere.
なんで、この音楽ありきの今回のトレーラーです。
So you could say that this trailer is there because of the music.
音楽と弟子のエンジンがあっての今回のトレーラー。
This trailer is there because of this music and because of the Decim engine.
I love it. Also, I think, very nice. I think that I saw a tweet about incorporating Norman's tattoo in this trailer. Is that important to you guys to get in there?
ですね、ノーマンの 3D スキャンは結構前にやったんです、全身。
The thing is, Norman's 3D scan, full body scan was a while ago.
ノーマンいろんな有名なタトゥーしてるんで、なるべく再現したり、再現をしてました。
So Norman has different tattoos from famous tattoo artists on his body. So as much as possible, we wanted to recreate them.
で今年になってからPキャップが何回かあったんですけど、その時にノーマンが新しいデザインをしたんで入れてくれるみたいです。
So this year we had some performance capture sessions with him, and in one of those sessions, Norman came and, hey, I got a new tattoo. Can you put it in my character? So yeah, well we got it in last minute.
でもともとこのシーンはノーマンには手の甲の入れ墨がないシーンで、どっちかというとカット的にはですね、手の甲よりその向こうにある写真に意識がいくようなカットなんです。
So originally, this cut that you see with Norman's tattoo, the idea of this cut was for the photo that is beyond the hand to make a strong impression of the tattoo.
後から入れ墨入れたんで、皆さんこちらに目がいくと思います。
But yeah, because we added that tattoo, I know that a lot of people get more focused on the tattoo than the photo.
He'll show up with a huge new tattoo the day before Masters Edition.
Just to keep you on your toes.
Since we are here at E3, I thought it might be fun. Were there any particular standouts for either of you at PlayStation's media showcase the other night?
Besides Death Stranding.
Of course, besides Death Stranding.
ラスト2、
They'll be happy to hear that. I think that's a favorite pick. Herman, any standouts from your front?
Well, clearly, obviously that game, but also Ghost of Tsushima, that world that Sucker Punch is creating. I'm really excited to explore that.
Herman, before we let you go, also, I was curious to know if you could talk to us a little bit about, you were speaking of the collaboration between your teams earlier. Do you feel like you've already, I know it's early in the process, but do you feel like your team, the Destiny team, has learned anything from this collaboration and started to incorporate those lessons into future iterations of the engine?
I mean, there are tons of little learnings when you have a tough customer like Kojima Production. But I think largely when you collaborate with another team, what you experience is technology is an expression of how the team makes games, of their philosophies. And what I mentioned earlier is that even though the teams couldn't be more different, there are so many similarities, and that to me is a great learning, that there's another team almost on the other side of the world that speak a different language and operate in such a different culture that still have a very similar mindset when it comes to making games, and that's really fantastic to see. And obviously we're going to use the engine to replicate Hideo, because I read online that it might be his last game, so we got to
Gonna let the translator finish. Oh, it's a good one. Before we let Kojima-san go, I do have to ask. We have a huge audience here, a huge audience watching at home. If you can convey one thing to them in their hopes and their expectations for Death Stranding, what would it be?
新しいゲーム性と新しいゲームのやり方にチャレンジしてます。当然今まで通りのゲームプレイもできますけど、ちょっと新しいチャレンジをしているので、そこをちょっと期待していただければと思います。
Well, I'm trying to create new gaming elements. I'm trying to create a new way to play games. Of course, you will be able to play this game the standard way of playing games, but I'm trying to create something new soon.
で、2016年にですね、僕はもう何もなかったんで、事務所もなく、エンジンもなく、ツールもなかった時に、マークさんと一緒にスタジオツアーをしたんです。
So another thing is that in 2016 I had nothing. I didn't have an office. I didn't have in January 2016. Sorry, I didn't have anything. I didn't have an office. I didn't have an engine. I didn't have a staff around me. And around the time, Mark Sterney took us to a tour.
で、いろんなところ回ったんですけど、頭の中しかなかったです。企画は。
I went to different
目に見えるものはほとんどなかったです。
I went to different places, but I barely had anything tangible. It was mostly in my mind.
でもゲリラさんはそんな僕にデシマエンジンの全てが入ったものを僕にくれたんです。
And under those circumstances, Guerrilla just gave us pretty much a whole engine.
もう考えられないです。本当に感謝です。
That's something unthinkable. That's something that I could never express how thankful I am for that.
まあデシマエンジンがなければこれもできませんし、はい。
None of this would be possible without the Decim engine.
で同じその2016年の1月にノーマンがやってで企画を説明して一緒に参加してくれるって言ったらすぐ OK って言ってくれたんで、もうその時もびっくりし何にもなかったのに。
Around the same time in 2016 January, also met with Norman and asked him to be part of the project, and he also, without hesitation, he said, "Yeah." So that,
はい。でこの背景に紐みたいなのが出てますけど、
as you can see in the background, well, not in the scene, but in some scenes of the
こ
trailer,
の
you
テー
can
マ
see
の
some,
一つがつながり縄だと
some kind of chords, and one of the themes of this Stranding are the ropes.
まあゲリラともノーマンとも出演者たちと、まあ、スタッフもみんなこのロープでつながって作ってるっていうそういう感じがします。本当にありがたいです。
So I want to say that I feel like I'm making the game with this connection with Guerrilla, with Norman, with the team members. The game development is being based on all this
もうこ
connection.
のロープは離さないです。
I will never let these ropes go now.
I love it. I could think of no better way to end that.
That was fantastic. Yeah, gentlemen, thank you so much for both of you coming by. I know it's a busy E3 for everybody, but Kojima-san, the new trailer looks mysterious and amazing. And Herman, we are all, very much pleased with the work that your studio's done with Guerrilla and Horizon Zero Dawn. Appreciate you coming by to give us a little bit more insight into Decim Engine.
We're happy to be here.
Very nice.
Have a great E3, everybody.
Yes, thanks everybody. Thank you. And we are coming back with some Last of Us Part 2, so stay with us.